Hello everyone, we are back with another training journal, a training vlog. So this is from the past week. As I'm speaking, it's from the past week. This is likely being uploaded a little bit later. So this is 3 of my 5 days of training. Today we are covering some snatches from the floor. We're looking at doubles at around 80%, I believe. So I'm just doing 70 kilos here, so this is around that 80%, give or take a kilo or two, because I'm lazy and don't like rounding. I've had a bit of a love-hate relationships with snatches lately, and a lot of it is actually due to my hip slash glute on my right side. It's not as visible here, but I have a bit of an imbalance where my right side is just really firing. So I'm finding myself catching in a very twisted and unstable way, which kind of carries up the chain and causes me to lose snatches in front or behind, but on my right side, so I'm actually a little bit twisted. But today was okay, or this training session was okay. You're gonna see me miss a couple reps because as we're in a training block, I'm trying to sort some things out. So that's that. Honestly, I just put no gas in the tank on that snatch at the pause. So I get kind of frustrated if I miss a rep. I usually don't. So I tried to make sure I made it on the third. It was only supposed to be 2 reps, but that was a very ugly rep. You can see me walking away trying to maintain a positive attitude. This is the next set, so okay, first rep. Spoiler alert, I missed the second one, as we can see here. And honestly, I think like that was, if I remember correctly, I think I just didn't time the extension right. So once again, I wasn't letting that go. A little bit better. And then we're down a little bit more for some triples from the above the knee position, or kind of like a high hang. I have really long arms, so above the knee and high hang positions absolutely ruin me because I have like half the runway other people have, and that's not even much to begin with. But they went okay, so I'm hypercritical. I think that's a negative. Positive quality as an athlete. So you can see me walking away not that happy. But if I remember correctly, I ended on a somewhat good note on this training session. Yeah, so the high hang triple, or my last set, was actually not bad. And then we are on to, oh, I do one more. Oh my goodness, wow, I have horrible memory. Or is this just the same clip? No. I'm pretty sure this is the third set. I think I just was not happy with how things were going, so I decided to do it again. Maybe it was the third clip? I'm watching this in my car, so I actually have no idea. Which is hilarious. No, it was a different clip. Oh. Wow, I'm stupid. Yeah, so this training day, now that I remember watching it again and again and again, this is one of those training days where I actually asked my coach if I should redo some of my sets to address some of the feedback he was giving me. And the answer was yes, so I actually did 2 extra sets. I thought that this was this past week. Like I mentioned before, this is a training week. By the time you see this, it'll be several weeks past, so I've actually already done a session like this already after the fact. But yeah, anyways, we're on to clean and jerks, and I have no idea what I'm doing with this voiceover, but here we are. So with clean and jerks, these are actually been going a lot better than my snatches, which is really interesting because when I started the sport, I was a much better snatcher than clean and jerker. Specifically, I was really weak on the cleans, pretty good on the jerks, and then really good on the snatches. And it's actually changed a bit where my jerks are I'd say weakest link. My snatches are okay, but struggling a lot. My cleans are actually really solid. We want you loose. Now I'm going from 50 to 70. One of the things I'm trying to figure out is what my line is in terms of warm-up jumps. Every day is a little bit different, but I find I respond really well to practice, and practice comes from a lot of repetitions, and I really hone the skill and kind of dial down what I want to do that day, which means that a lot of smaller jumps actually work really well, and it's not uncommon for me to take like 5 kilo jumps all the way up. starting from my warm-up weight. But I decided to play around with just a bigger jump, going from 50 to 70. Now with clean and jerks, it's a little bit more okay to make that kind of jump because it's a clean and jerk and I'm pretty good at, pretty comfortable with that weight jump, but still. I usually take 10 kilo jumps all the way up until I hit a certain point, then I switch to 5, and then I switch to 4, and I switch to 3. Similar with snatches, but I'm usually starting at 5 kilo jumps all the way up, and then 4, and then 3. So once again, I'm taking a 10 kilo jump here, so I went from 50 to 70 to now 80. Kind of a weird plate combination, but it is what it is. Also, I am in my car, about to go train after this, and I am sweating. So, I am opening the door to try and cool off a bit. Hopefully you hear some of the background noise, and hopefully it's not too bad. So there's my 80, and then I'm just going straight to 90, which serves as my working set for my clean and jerks for this session.
Now kick the ground.
So here's the first one. One of the things I'm really trying to work on in the clean is staying over the bar, so hitting that same position that I find in my pauses. And another thing I'm trying to do is actually slow down my dip and drive. I respond really well to a strength style dip. If you're familiar with Greg Everett's sort of videos on the split jerk, the different type or spectrum of the dip and drive, I respond really well to a slower descent and a really hard drive out of the hole. And actually, you saw in that previous jerk, I rushed the dip a bit. I tried to go a little bit more elastic, and it was ugly. So, better. And you'll see that kind of like coiled descent that turns into a really big drive out of the hole. Also, I hate the lighting in any gym. And I know this sounds like I'm in denial, but I look like I have that old man crown haircut where like it's longer on the sides and nothing on the top. I promise you, I have hair on the top of my head. It's just the lighting never looks good. Honestly, like I probably will end up with that crown type of haircut, and at that point I might as well just go fully bald, which I've been kind of playing around with the buzz cuts. So this is another day of training. This is more of a clean and jerk focus day, and here we're doing a similar sort of regression of weights, and I'm looking at doing essentially doubles here as opposed to the singles that I did on the previous day. So clean and jerk doubles, once again, cleans are pretty solid. One of the things that I'm trying to remember is even if the, say, clean is slow, it's still in a pattern that I can respond to. I decided to grab a clip. My coach decided to put a montage of his training clips on the screen for us to watch. I don't know, I guess. So there's good old Spencer back in his man bun days. I remember him. Oh yeah, you talked to me about this snatch if you've watched the full video. So, but yeah, so that was Spencer playing in the background along with a bunch of other clips. But we're back to our clean and jerks, and here are pause, clean, and pause jerks. Controversial, but I actually think pause jerks are going to be a huge help for me in my split jerk journey because it's similar to that strength style dip and drive I was talking about earlier. The pause jerk really forces me to drive with everything I have in my legs. And if you've ever seen me do a push press, I think I should have some old clips of push presses I'll upload to shorts. You'll know that I do a lot better when I drive my legs as hard as I can. I've done some tests with jumps where I have a more like elastic explosive jump, and then I have more of the strength style where I go into a bottom of a squat and drive all the way out. And my distance is actually essentially the same. So, that is a factor, plus just the comfort I have in a more strength style dip has been good, and it's made my jerks feel a lot better, but I still have a lot to work on. So here are above the knee cleans. As I mentioned before, I have like zero runway with long arms, so I do have a bit of an arm bend, and we're just kind of gauging whether that arm bend is going to be a huge challenge with my cleans. So far, it hasn't been too problematic, but we'll find out. I did several sets of that, but I figured you're essentially going to be watching the same thing because it was a lighter weight, so form didn't really deviate. So this is a big Saturday. We had a 1 rep max off of deficits and a 1 rep max off of block cleans. And I'm training with one of my buddies, Phil. And you'll also notice I have the same shirt on. I did laundry on Friday night and then grabbed this shirt before I ran out the door. It's hot as hell where we are, so I just decided to use the sun and the heat to dry it off. I know that's kind of disgusting, but it is what it is, and it dried off really quickly. So this is what I was saying before. There's Pat in the background, my hype man. That guy was amped as hell. 75 kilos, moving good. On snatches, I was taking 5-kilo jumps. Past 60 kilos, I was taking those 5-kilo jumps all the way up. Oh, this is my favorite lift. My favorite lift of the session. I've had a love-hate relationship with 80 kilos for a while, and being able to snatch 80 kilos from a deficit and make it look that good was actually a really big highlight from this session. 84 kilos. A little bit wobbly in the arms and, of course, missed behind. Yeah, it's funny, Pat, the audio's not good right now, but Pat made the joke that if you miss, the way I missed that meant I had to go up a kilo, so here's me at 85. Soft arms, but we'll count it as a training make, and the kind of consensus was that I wasn't ending the day there. Now, fun fact, as of this video, or as of that lift, my best was 87 kilos, so this is 88. Spencer in the back. And somehow I saved that. As you can see, everybody's amped as hell. Pat's amped, Spencer's amped, Phil is happy for me, Amanda's losing it. Yeah, it was, obviously, like, I would have liked to have a perfect lockout, but you know what? Like, I'll take it. You know? Alright, now on to block cleans. I was entering this block clean session with a bit of like a, how do I say, like the positive version of a vendetta. Several months ago, we did a block clean session and I ended with 110 kilos on the block clean, which was 5 kilos above my best clean ever. So it was actually a really big day then. So entering another block clean for a heavy single, I definitely wanted to see if I could get around 110 again, especially because when I did that 110, I was competing at 61 kilos. So my original weight class was 61 kilos, and we've decided to move me up to 65. So I have some pounds on me, and this is 98 kilos, and it looked and felt easy. Yeah, so I compete at 65. I weigh about 65 right now. This is 103. And it's actually surprising because my legs were always the weakest, so it's really interesting in the last, I'd say, year how strong my legs have gotten. This is 108. And you know what? Like, I honestly just got too excited. So I rushed that a lot. I'm sad that I think the audio is muted here. I'll see if I can get the audio before uploading, but this is Pat taking a swing at 211 kilos. There he is. And there's Spencer, absolutely, and there goes Pat's shirt. So all the boys were freaking the hell out. That's, I believe, the heaviest, and him headbutting Phil absolutely killed me. Oh, Pat is alright. Yeah, so I think that's the heaviest block clean we've had in our gym, so it was a big day. Pat really brings the energy, but he wanted me to end the session. So this is 111 kilos. And he's a make. I was very excited for that. I was very excited with how easy it felt. It was really challenging, but I thought it was going to kill me, and I managed to get through it. There he is shoving Phil again. This is me talking to Spencer and pointing out. Spencer had actually told me to put 110 on the bar, and I put 111 instead, so I was just telling him that I put 111. So that's the training session.